Hi Libra, if you want to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, here's your scroll we are going to scry for shapes and symbols. If you want to take a screenshot, so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. We'll also add on Tarot and Oracle, and we have the Ghost Tube here kicking for any audio additions. So may you receive or release freely the inspirations or irritations alike. Libra, you know the drill. You're welcome to join me to open or fast forward through, closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support.
Disgusting.
Libra, we're here. Disgusting. So dramatic. Thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Thank you. We're going to utilize the Shaman's Palm configuration today. So I'm going to start with your scroll in the mid-world here. I'm seeing somebody like, it's almost like they're talking, but I'm seeing it in the way people would go upside down and then like pull their shirt over their eyes. So it looks like their chin is talking, like one of those funny things. That's how I'm seeing it. So I don't know if there's like some sort of upside down talking or it's just comical. Maybe it's disgusting. I have no idea. Maybe somebody said something disgusting to you. I'm also seeing like blush, but like it's like red dots. I feel like I'm seeing something in a culture. Maybe it's like Japanese or something.
Portrait.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it is in a picture of like, I don't know, something about blush, like in the cheek spots. There also could be a father figure in spirit stepping forward. Something about their eyebrows. They keep an eye out for you because I keep seeing like this. Maybe it's you, like tick-tock, like that cat clock. But I am seeing a male in spirit stepping forward. He's like, It's like if I could imagine, I can't remember the main guy's name from Scooby-Doo. Like there's Scooby-Doo and then whatever his name is, and if you can remember, I think he has the orange t-shirt. I'm seeing him as like an old man. So maybe it's like from the 70s or something like that, and he has since passed. But he's still very much around. He's like a porcupine. A porcupine is also stepping through, if that message means anything for anybody. I don't know, there's something again about this talking. All right, Libra, let's keep going here, and I'll start adding on some oracles. We're going to start with your cave of ice and working through your cave of winds, hearth, fires, rivers, and earth, and then we'll fill in your spirit world space there. Oh, interesting. So I'm seeing like greater than, like the symbol for greater than twice. I'm also seeing it like
I want you to go.
Kind of like alligator chomps.
Behind you.
I am like so willing to cut things off because I'm seeing it like arms like a chainsaw almost. No, thank you. It's Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands. I feel like you're also very gifted at something. Interesting. Maybe misunderstood. Maybe it's a little odd, but you're here, so you know, odd is relative because it's probably not odd at all. It's unique. And it's like one of those things, Libra, like somebody saying, like, be you, be weird, be wonderful. And you do it and everyone's like, what is this? And you're like, but this is what everyone is saying to do, to be me. So I'm being me. And then it's received like, what is this? So it might just be working in a different, because when I just saw your tarot card association of justice, you know, it's like this line of balance, but there's still this line, but I feel like there's something else like above it almost. I don't know how to say that. It's like raising the bar of that. So you might be working in a different elevation of consciousness or a different concept of it, the way you're communicating with it. Yeah, so Dancer of Lies and Tradition is in your cave of ice. I think you're just not lying to yourself or realizing it's like it wasn't a lie as that example, right? Oh, be you, be wonderful. And then you start making oddities or something. Or I don't know what it is. It doesn't even have to be in that realm. Maybe you make sandwiches differently and you cut them diagonally
Taurus.
differently. I don't know what you do, but it's fine. And it's like lying to yourself of saying, oh yeah, that's right. It's not being received well. So it's not good for me. There's something about, again, in raising that bar of, because you're moving beyond a certain, I'm going to use the word tradition, but that's not the word I mean. Concept. And there's always path pavers along the way, right? At some point in time, so-and-so, some scientist said, or some prophet or some philosopher said, oh, the world is really round, and they were possibly, executed for it. I don't actually know, but you get my gist of dramatic examples. You might just be in a path paving. You're a pathfinder and path paving, because like you're adding on to something. I also feel like something or someone might have told you before, again, like, oh, see, memory, tradition and memories. And this is in your cave of winds of like your thoughts. And you're not, maybe you are bulldozing your way through, because that's the willpower one needs to remember, Libra. This is the overall intention. This is, even if it's not received well, doesn't mean it's still not really valuable for you. Yeah, maybe you are worried. Does it need to be received well to be valuable? I don't know, right? That's, everyone has to, whatever the context it's in for. There's also, again, something with that male energy is coming through again. That dad energy, yeah, the loss. He did pass on the journeyer, destruction of skill. So there, maybe this male, maybe it's your male energy, or a male that has passed that is like a brute force. Maybe somebody said, oh, you're not good enough, or
Dangerous.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like something's been instilled. And you're moving through it, through whatever lies you've told yourself. Again, I don't always want to extend it out. I'm not looking for a blame person. It's just in the energy. This is your challenge of your hearth fires, to step forward from it. This is giving me like crazy, like Phoenix Rising vibes, but it's like the sleep paralysis demon, if I may. And it's like, but really is an angel. That's kind of what it's making me feel like. Like I've been told to fear this, don't go. And then you're like, oh, it's not the challenges I got, the bravery or the courage to step through and really birth what it is that you want, with possibly no accolades for it. And I'm not saying you're not getting accolades for it or your audience for it, but you're building it, because you're raising the bar, Libra. You're raising the bar on what you love. Oh my goodness, I was just going to say, on what you love. Like every leopard, I don't actually know. Purification is on the bottom. Sorry about the lighting. It's getting, anyway, it's fine. It's like every snowflake is different. And everyone says that, and everyone knows that. Apparently. I don't know. I can't prove it. I've never seen every snowflake. But you know what I'm saying? And yet somebody, walks out in the snow and says,
That's mine.
These snowflakes, are mine. You can't have these kind of snowflakes. Or, do you know what I'm saying? There's something about it. And every leopard has its spots. And they're different. And that doesn't make the leopards, doesn't make a leopard not a leopard, because the spots are configured differently. Does any of this make sense? Oh my goodness. And this is kind of like what I'm just like slicing down with this Edward Scissorhands style, and creating space of what I'm tied to by, maybe it's these memories, this lifetime or past lifetime, right? Maybe it has something to do with, generational, this, that, or the other, or family trauma and generational curses and the paralysis that it brings upon. And it's like, no, I can't be bound to these, because it's not providing anything. The farther gate, bold step forward. This is you rising up, raising the very bar. It's like seeing, like traditionally, is it like justice and the scales are weighting down? You're standing on top of that bar. Oh, it's very incredible, actually, to be honest with you. Somebody also might be a judge or a lawyer or something like that. Maybe you're working towards that. I'm also seeing something about a new house. Like, oh, you'll never be able to. I don't know why it's like this, Libra, but maybe it's just for part of the collective. And if it's not your scry story, it's not your scry story. Thank you for holding space for others to receive that gratitude for your collective for that. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's going on here? Rest and renewal from your memory. Absolutely. You can let it rest. Those that have passed on that may have had a different way of doing things, and if it seeped in, it's like relinquish them into a space where those seeds are now no longer dormant. I'm growing them on my own. And yes, this is a curious challenge you are in. It's not even a challenge. Well, that's not a compassionate way to say that. How do I? It's accepting the challenge. Because it's Jinn or a genie.
Roger.
Shaman of birth in the cave of rivers. Libra. I'm hearing that song. When you go out in the woods today, you better go in disguise. When you go out in the woods today, you're in for a big surprise. For every bear that ever there was is simply there together because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Yeah, I don't know.
Can you feel me?
There's that for you. Yes, I can. Can you feel me now? Unmarked trail revelation. Shaman, this is what you're birthing. So in all of this, hopefully you've made it through because you're resting the memories of what was, what should have been, what could have been. The boulders, letting them go. And I'm seeing it like slicing potatoes, like, or a chef that does things in the air. And then all of the potatoes become potato chips or whatever the food is in the space. You're stepping into this pathfinder that you have found, and now you're paving it. Spirit of love, cave of earth, Libra, contract 7, sacred contract. You're reviewing things. And so are those from spirit with you. If you're reviewing contracts that you have with people that have passed on, I just want to acknowledge they too are reviewing it with you and they are listening. They're absolutely listening. So you're not doing it alone. Again, if you're some sort of lawyer, maybe you're going through somebody's estate, realizing things, learning new things about somebody who has passed on and you had no idea. Maybe they passed from a stroke and they left you things in their will. I feel like it's going to be very helpful for you to take another step forward. Yeah, they've shapeshifted, and there's that bear. If you go out in the woods today. And maybe you're worried about being alone. If this, I don't know if it's still the same male or a different person that has recently passed. But you're not alone. They're going to shapeshift with you through your memories, and they're going to help transform that. Because really what they've left you, burden or a blessing, is supposed to be a blessing. It is somebody older than you that passed on.
Cigar.
And you're going to find things. You're going to find things in their home. You're going to find out things about them you never knew. And that's okay. It's like those are not the things that define them either. They're just experiences. And it's like any sort of heart of being a warrior in the space of standing above justice and holding a higher ground, a universal justice, if I may, or whatever the case is. If you've been hurt or you're going through grief and you're slowly shifting and shape-shifting through it as you go through, the stages of it, even whatever the the justice system steps are, or the hoops and loops you may need to go through emotionally through your own mind and whatever you're creating or birthing out into the world, parenthood. Like there's so many things on the go here in this palm of it. And it's asking for you to step into the elder role. Receive offerings from your predecessors as you're giving offerings. And your earthly experience here as it stands right now is you're on the mountain of the materialized physical world, because this is the vision quest. This is the vision quest. When we're, being here incarnate, it's like, we go on these vision quests to connect with spirit. And then it's also reminding me, and yes, the spirit, the oversoul, call it what you will, your higher self, is also in a journey. And it chose to be here. This is it. Fantastic. Let's see what's in your spirit space. We have the throat chakra. I just had 1 for the money, a 2 for the show, 3 to get ready now, go, 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 don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything. I can't remember the rest. The attraction of pleasure from and good times, Venus. So Venus obviously in your scroll, but then you also have the planet Venus coming through, and you have the spirit of love in this new contract, loving what you do. And realizing you are living out the very vision quest. All this very blue moon. Light blue could be a color coming through to you right now. Remember, consider, it's not the time to South Node. As a full-time job serving, doing a little at the time in your 6th house, if these mean anything to you, and feel free to take a screenshot as well so you can remember. And the 5th house, with the trust of a child, fun, romance, and making art and doing it dramatically. I feel like we've been talking about that. And whatever that way is, being, a trailblazer and pathfinder, path paver. That ice, baby, the warrior of your heart is shifting through, remembering the memories. It's come up. And if you're feeling pathetic, and I want to be compassionate to that, but it's shifting out. It's shifting that because you can't stay there. You're being asked to elevate to the elder. And receive, like you're here having this journey on behalf of your higher self. You're here for a good time. Yes, and it takes a warrior's heart to do this. But this is what you're doing. You are serving in a state of fullness, of spirit, full time to your spirit. And your inner child. And yeah, a little bit at a time, paving. But like I'm seeing a child play hopscotch, and you get to throw it again, and you get to play again. But this journey, it's like if you've ever had an experience, and it's like it's maybe had 5 experiences, marriages, medicine, whatever the case may be, jobs. There's always 1 or 2 that stand out specifically. You're like, but that one. I really remember this, or I remember feeling this. It just stood out. This here now is standing out to me. Dragonfly shine, butterfly, new birth. I'll see if these will come up in the lights. Probably not. Trust me, that's what they say. Trust me. If those symbols mean anything to you, follow that as well. And then unseen here we have change and pursue, metamorphosis and hunting. Hopefully you can zoom in on that. Libra. Should we add a tree? Let's add a tree. You are pursuing the very change as you're shape-shifting, blah, 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 shape-shifting and metamorphosis. You're already shining. And sometimes it's very blinding for people, right? If we're talking about something different or odd, or, oh, you're doing this, we've never seen that before, or, oh, the way you're doing it. Could be as simple as filing or typing. Maybe you type differently. Maybe you cut sandwiches differently. I don't know what it is, but it's different. And it's kind of like curiosity with people are like, oh. And then for others, it's like, well, that's an interesting way to do it. We've never considered that. So that they want to ask more questions, and their inner child, the curiosity comes through. We have here the date tree, a granted wish. Enlightenment discovered through knowledge will free you from doubt. If there's any sort of doubt in this, speaking to yourself, whatever it is that you're talking to yourself, saying to yourself, let there be love, love, love. Because I feel like it feels well. It comes from taking the bold step forward to birth something new that's come up a few times. And you might be curious, and maybe you're even talking yourself through it, but you're okay. Just remember, feel free to reconsider and not revert. Something about not reverting. That doesn't mean not taking things from the past that are very plentiful for you to add. But don't revert out of habit. Look back consciously to pick out seeds of things like ingredients, but not reverting to lowering the bar because maybe there's more people around you that have a lower bar. It's not a judgment, just a lower bar. Stay high. All right. A granted wish, Libra, because you are granting it. You are granting it. I'm going to leave it be. Until next time, thank you so much for being my muse. All the links are below to help a gal grow. And until next time, Libra, thank you so much.